Some disasters do not begin with noise, they begin in silence. London moved forward, alive, busy, and unaware.
Expect not get your news in.
Everything felt normal, calm, and familiar. But above them, something had already begun. A silent pressure trapping the air.
The smoke had nowhere to escape.
Inside homes, fires kept burning.
And the factories never stopped.
The air began to change, slowly.
It grew heavier, darker, natural. Particles filled every breath. No one understood the danger yet.
The city began to disappear.
Drivers could barely see ahead. Transport slowly came to a halt. The city was losing its sight.
Familiar paths became unknown.
You couldn't see even a few steps ahead. Even light failed. London was vanishing.
The fog entered buildings. There was no escape, even indoors.
Then the sickness began.
Doctors did not understand it.
The air itself was attacking the body. Even birds could not survive. Life began to fade.
Emergency services struggled.
They continued on foot.
The city grew silent.
Hospitals filled beyond capacity.
The weakest fell first.
Children fall.
Medicine had limits. Doctors could not keep up.
I need help.
There's too many. Dr. Bedford Briggs.
Night made it worse. People lost their way.
Fear spread quietly.
Authorities underestimated.
The reports clearly showed the risks.
We must reassess immediately. The truth began to appear.
There were too many dead.
Even funerals struggled.
The worst had arrived.
Breathing became pain.
Every breath burned.
Silence took over. The city suffocated.
There was nothing left to see.
Only the air remained.
Then, After days of silence, something changed.
The sky finally began to open.
The city emerged piece by piece.
People stepped out, unsure of what remained.
The air had left its mark everywhere.
And the damage was only beginning to show.
Hospitals were overwhelmed. Easy now, breathe. They had never seen anything like this.
The lungs had taken the worst of it.
The damage spread through thousands. And death followed quietly.
Families began to bury their loved ones.
The loss was everywhere.
There were not enough coffins.
The scale became impossible to ignore.
Even nature had suffered.
Life had been taken from the sky itself.
This was not just fog, it was destruction.
Over 12,000 lives were lost.
And many more were changed forever.
The truth reached the authorities. The cause was undeniable. A deadly chemical reaction in the air. Industry had created the disaster. And change could no longer be ignored.
Decisions had to be made.
A new law was coming. The Clean Air Act changed everything. Pollution control became a priority. London began to heal. The air became breathable again.
This is the best! Yeah, keep going! I feel so fast!
A new generation lived differently. A warning written in history. Because the danger never truly disappeared. It only changed form. And it still exists today. Clean air is not guaranteed. It is a privilege. And a responsibility.
The past still speaks to us.
If we choose to listen. Because history repeats quietly. Unless we change it. The future depends on it. Every breath matters. Remember London 1952. A lesson written in air. And a warning for us all.
The air is clear now, but it wasn't always. The past still walks beside us, unseen.
Every breath you take is a privilege.
Because once it almost disappeared. And in many places, it still is. Today, the danger is harder to see, but just as real. The future depends on what we choose now. History is not just something we watch. If this story made you think, subscribe and join me to uncover more hidden history.